How is the corona situation in the world panning out? What has the global response been like? But before we look at the pandemic as it stands today, here is Swati to tell us how many global pandemics there have actually been through the ages. It's over to my colleague Swati.
Hi, Sanket. Thank you. So there have been quite a few, if you really look at it, but the big difference between what we're seeing now and over the years is the sort of gaps between the pandemics. So if we go all the way back to the 11th century, we had leprosy. That was the biggest outbreak of leprosy that we had. Then the plague struck twice between the 14th and the 17th century. Then we had the cholera pandemic. There were 7 cholera pandemics from about the early 19th century. For the next 150 years, we had 7 cholera pandemics. Then we had the Asian flu in 1957. But the one prior to that that really was infamous was, of course, the Spanish flu, which was 1918. And we know that came in 2 waves and killed millions of people. And then we had the Asian flu in 1957. 1981 was a landmark year because that was when the first HIV case was detected. And we know that HIV/AIDS has since killed 35 million people around the world. And then in 2003, we had SARS. Since then, we've had MERS, we've had Nipah, we've had swine flu, bird flu, Zika, and now the novel coronavirus. So literally I would say, in the last 15 years, we've had these big potential pandemics come and go. We've been lucky that none of those nailed us as badly as this one has. And this one has shown what a true pandemic can do in absolutely bringing us all to a grinding halt. And the direct link, one of the things you see is the majority of these diseases. So 70% of diseases in the world are zoonotics. These are diseases that jump from non-human animals to animals. That's 70% of diseases in the world. So there is such a direct connect between the diseases that can affect us and the environment that we live in and the biodiverse health of that environment that we live in. Because the minute the biodiversity of the planet goes down, that's like the planet losing immunity. And that automatically means it's going to hurt humans, because there's just so many of us around the world. We live closer together. We're that much more connected. All it takes is for the virus or the prion or for a fungus or a bacteria to get on a plane through another human, and then the whole world is in danger. So that's sort of the timeline and list of pandemics we've had, Sanket.
Fascinating details as always coming in from Swati. Thank you, Swati, so much.